Whether you like it or not, everything you own will one day be subject to transfer taxes. How can this be, you ask? Well, when you pass away, anything that you leave to your heirs is subject to federal estate taxes. If you try to avoid estate tax by giving away assets during life, you'll be subject to gift taxes. And if all that wasn't bad enough, if you try to skip a generation and give assets to your grandchildren, those transfers are subject to yet another tax called a generation skipping transfer tax. Some people think that transfer taxes are owed by the person who receives property, similar to an income tax. But actually, the tax is owed by the person who transfers the property. In essence, the transfer tax system is a tax on giving. The entire notion of being taxed to give might sound crazy to you, but you'll feel better as you learn about the many exceptions that preclude taxation in the first place. Even where there is not an exception that prevents taxation, though, estate planners have various techniques at their disposal to provide relief from transfer tax liability. In fact, the reality is that most people will not pay taxes on the transfer of their assets, especially when they engage in comprehensive tax and estate planning. What kind of comprehensive planning? Well, mainly estate planners use revocable and irrevocable trusts to reduce or eliminate transfer taxes. Besides all the other great reasons for setting up a revocable living trust talked about in the basics estate planning section here at the Trust Store, transfer tax planning is also carried out in this type of trust. To really minimize transfer taxes, though, estate planners sometimes set up irrevocable trusts. In contrast to revocable living trusts, irrevocable trusts are primarily created to reduce the transfer tax liability of an estate. But the reality is that most estates are not taxable in the first place, so irrevocable trusts are relatively rare. For those that need them, however, irrevocable trusts are amazingly effective at reducing transfer taxes. To learn more about the transfer tax savings trusts offer, as well as the many other techniques for reducing transfer taxes, all you need to do is watch additional videos in this section.